Balaram, now that you have transferred from Foothill College to UC Santa Cruz with a focus on math and computer science, how has your understanding of prerequisite knowledge changed?
Um, Something that's happened, at least during transferring, especially the lower division that you take in football, like they match, of course, on paper, but then in real life, every college has its own ways of doing things. And personally, for me, one example would be like we had to learn C, the coding language C, for UCSC when I never knew that. I only did Java, and that was enough to transfer apparently, but C was required for the course, and I had to basically speed learn it in 2 weeks. And they didn't inform it beforehand, like you might need to learn C if you don't know it, etc. So that's like these kind of ideas of just like you have to know this, you have to know that, and because you took this class, you should know that. And that's been it's an assumption that isn't great to have, and um, that isn't productive in any way, and it doesn't help. It only further stresses out a student, I would assume. And Anderson, one way he addressed it, I didn't know that it was a problem until after he addressed it. And he's like, I'm not going to do that with you guys. I'm going to make sure you learn. I'm going to make sure you guys start up more ground up and you kind of pick up from there, and I'll teach you that. I'll make those connections for you. You don't have to do that yourself. And I took it for granted. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But now I'm like, I really wish I had that all the time. So that's my take on prerequisite knowledge.
Me too. Me too. Setting the foundation is so important, and so much of that foundation is our ability to
Mm-hmm.
learn, our curiosity to learn that subject, study skills, and habits of
Yes,
learning, right? And
right.
that's exactly how his project Conquering College was birthed, because we hide that from students,
Yeah,
right?
we do. And also we don't acknowledge the diversity in teaching and different teaching methods and different of what they're teaching as well. Like the course may have a subject and you have the SLOs, right? But that's like if you only focus on SLOs, you'll be done in 2 weeks. So everyone has their own way of going through it, and then there's expectations from each class. Like this is how I expected you learned from this class when maybe you learn differently. So that's a tough one.
All right, more to come. Thanks, Bella.
All right.